Yo, what is good, YouTube? Today we're gonna be doing an overview and showing off key differences between Frost and Hydra, which are the best two cheats for Battlefield 6. Now, the reason why I wanted to do this is because we do sell two different cheats, and they're both very good, don't get me wrong, but when it comes to actually using it, Frost has things that Hydra doesn't offer, and Hydra has things that Frost doesn't offer. So let's get straight into it. Alright, so we're gonna start off with Frost. One of the main features I want to showcase about Frost is the fact that you cannot pick it up in OBS. So if you do want to cheat using this and you're a streamer or you're a YouTuber, this is gonna be your safest bet between the two. And first, we're gonna go over the aimbot. So this hitbox selection on the right side, this is something that Hydra does not offer, and I think is really cool. So as you can see, if you have it on gray, this means it's gonna be disabled. Low is gonna be green, medium is gonna be yellow or orange, and high is gonna be red. The retarget time is gonna be milliseconds, so this is actually gonna help you not get banned. This is something Hydra does not offer again. So what the retarget time does is instead of instantly flicking to the next person, so you're literally seeing like bam and then bam, this is gonna give you time in the middle of your aimbot actually activating itself and locking onto somebody, so you look more human-like. Another thing about Hydra that I was honestly kind of bummed about is the fact that the ESP does not pick up these targets. So right now, as you can see, I'm in the firing range. So the box is going to be a little bit off-center. That's because it's not an actual player, but you're still able to see what I'm talking about. When it comes to your box, you're able to change the color of this. So it doesn't matter what color you want to use. You could also change the visibility of that color. The head dot's going to give you exactly where the head is on the other player. So you could also change the color on this. You could also come in and choose a specific color if you want to look it up on Google or something like that. So if you guys do want to practice with this, you could actually turn on a bot ESP. I just learned this right now. This is actually sick. Hydra does not offer this once again. So if you guys want to train with it, you want to go into a private match or something like that, you could train on bots. Hydra is not going to pick that up. Hydra is only going to pick up real players or real players that are on the map. So if you click the little button right here, you go back to enemy, and you're able to mess with your visible, your distance, your name, your health. The only thing on here that you cannot customize color-wise is going to be your health bar, and that's because everyone's probably going to have it on green anyway. Your skeleton, go ahead and put this on another pink. Your view angles, which is going to be basically where they're viewing you from. So from what I've noticed, both cheats have trigger bot, but I like this one better. The reason why I like this one better is because when it comes to your aimbot and your trigger bot, you do not want the exact same settings. Aimbot, for example, I'm going to have these hitbox selection here. In my opinion, this is the safest ones to use. And for trigger bot, you could actually enable or disable what you want it to target. So if I'm using trigger bot, I do not want to be getting headshots, and this cheat does allow that. You could filter your team, you could filter invisible, so you're not shooting people through walls. All right, so this is my mouse right here. This is me scoping. This will be shooting, right? And I'm locking on to the target with normal aimbot. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to scope, and I'm not going to press this button at all. This is basically trigger bot. So what this is going to do is it's going to guarantee that you hit your shot, which is very, very helpful. So you're able to play on low FOV, and you can kind of use that as a panic mode if you want to. The Hydra does offer that, like I already said, but this one is a lot smoother, and it's a lot less blatant if the anti-cheat does pick you up. Another thing Hydra offers that the other one doesn't, man, this one keeps getting better and better. This is an overlay FPS. So if any of you guys have used cheats before and you experienced some type of lag, this is because your cheat FPS and your game FPS do not match. So with Frost, you're not going to have that issue at all. So if you come over here to overlay FPS and you have an FPS benchmark on your PC, or you just have a little corner thing, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to match this exactly with your FPS. So you can go in game, set this to 200, set your overlay FPS to 200, and as long as both things match, it's going to be 100% smooth. So one last thing I do want to mention before we get into Hydra, which is the other cheat we're going to focus on for this video. So when it comes to detectability, Frost has never been detected ever. On Battlefield 6, we have a clean slate when it comes to this cheat. Hydra has been detected once, and that's when the game first came out, and that's the reason I had accounts getting banned. It was because the cheat was getting detected. Since then, Hydra has not been detected, but back in the day, it did get detected once. That's pretty much all I got for you guys. Now, let's load up Hydra, and I'm going to show you what Hydra has to offer. Alright, so now we're back on the training grounds, and we have Hydra injected. You guys are probably going to be a lot more familiar with this cheat since it's the one I've been posting for a while now, but we're still going to go over the key differences and what this one has to offer versus Frost. So under visuals, you have your enemies tab, your teammates tab, your vehicles tab, your objects tab, and miscellaneous. So one thing that Hydra does have over Frost is it does have an ESP for vehicles. Frost does not offer this. So when it comes to multiplayer or for red sec, if you guys do want to have a vehicle ESP, Hydra is going to be the way to go. So coming over to the enemy ESP, it's going to be basically the same amount of settings that the other one has to offer. Display player names, display health bar style, display on radar, off-screen indicator. Once again, teammates, in my opinion, is completely useless because you're already going to know where they're at all times. So another feature I love about Hydra is the fact that when it comes to objects, you can pick and choose what you want to see. This feature is not on Frost because I'm pretty sure Frost is more of a multiplayer cheat versus a red sec cheat. So with objects, you could toggle off or on mines, supply bags, loot, any grenades, and anything like that. You could also change the color of each individual one. So if you don't want it all clumped up together, you could actually change the color of each one. You can put red, green, blue, purple, and pink if you want to. Your miscellaneous settings is going to be where all of your radar settings are. Hydra does have a really good radar system. If you guys do not want to use ESP because it's a little bit too blatant for you, you can go ahead and toggle this on. When it comes to aimbot, the overall feeling of the aimbot is amazing. The only thing I wish this cheat did have was a little bit of a different bone selection. If you come to the target hitbox, you're only able to toggle off or on what you do or don't want to hit. With Frost, you could toggle everything on, but you could change the percentage of each one like I previously showed you. But when it comes to Hydra, you're able to have a way bigger FOV than you are into Frost. For close quarters combat, for stuff like that, you're not going to want your FOV to be that big anyway, but it is pretty cool that you can max it out all the way to 2000. When it comes to the trigger bot, it's going to basically be the same exact thing as it is for Frost. The only difference is on Hydra, it's known as auto fire. So if you toggle this on, you can go ahead and choose whatever hitboxes you want to get, which is basically your bone selection. But it's pretty much the same thing across the board. Prediction, visible checks, smoothness settings, everything is the same. It's just going to be personal preference of which one you personally like more. My personal POV of it, I cannot pick which one I like more. There's things about Hydra I like more, and there's things about Frost that I like more. One thing about Hydra is there is no bot ESP. It does have a vehicle ESP, but it doesn't have a bot ESP. So if you're actually trying to play against bots to practice your aim or your movement or anything like that, you're not going to do that with Hydra. When it comes to your health bar style, you are able to have this either horizontal or vertical. And if you scroll all the way down, you will see your colors. So when it comes to the color customization, Hydra has a lot more customization when it comes to visible or invisible. Frost offers the same type of thing, but it's a little bit different and not as customizable. A couple other settings that this cheat does offer that Frost doesn't is crosshair. You can change your crosshair, you can change the color of it, you can change the size of it, the gap of it, the thickness of it. You can toggle this on or off. Another thing is infinite breath. For people that like to play with snipers, I'm one of them. We all know that when you're trying to snipe and you're running out of breath, it gets pretty annoying that your scope starts to do this. So with Hydra, you can actually toggle this on and you will never have to worry about that again. When it comes to configs, you can save, you can load your own configs. One of the main differences I noticed about Frost that Hydra does not have is the menu FPS. You're not able to cap out Hydra. I'm not sure if it matches your game or not, but there has been times where it's felt a little bit laggy, especially when I'm on red sec in the middle of a lot of stuff. There's a lot of people around me. There's missiles coming in, airstrikes, all that stuff. So Frost might be a little bit smoother, but all in all, man, you're pretty much gonna have to pick which one you want more. But I highly recommend trying out both. Get 1 day or maybe a 3-day key on each one, testing it out, seeing which one you like more. One last thing I do want to mention about Hydra is the tracking of Hydra feels a lot better in my opinion. So it's not too blatant when it comes to tracking people. It could have also been my own personal config, but from I've noticed. With the other cheat, I would have instantly snapped onto this guy, and I would have instantly snapped onto this guy. I probably had it configured wrong. If you guys do want to try out Hydra or Frost for yourself, go ahead and go to arcticcheats.wtf. The link will be in the description where you guys will find Frost or Hydra. You can get different keys for each cheat. I just wanted to show you guys the key differences between the two since we now sell 2 different cheats for Battlefield 6. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I'm going to catch you guys in the next one.